Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job.
Like, ugh. Do you ever feel that way? Do you feel like you lose about like a year off of your life every time you clean the tub? Like, it's ridiculous. So if you know of any good cleaning agents for that isn't going to kill me, please let me know. Speaking of murder, we have some really good roles for you today. If you haven't met me before, my name is Crystal. I do jiu-jitsu and I try to keep a healthy amount of mildew in my shower so I can feel good about myself while I'm taking a shower. The worst chore. One of our jiu-jitsu sisters, we were rolling and I could tell that she had some hesitancy. This happens to all of us. She would go in for a takedown and I could tell that she was having some hesitancy and she wasn't going in with 100% commitment. I made a video of us rolling, and during the video, it's one of the women rolling videos I have on this channel. And I was like, listen, it's like jumping off of a cliff. There's going to be this moment where your mind is like, are you sure we should? So often in life, we are told that failure is bad. But the thing is, sometimes we're so afraid of trying 100% because we fear the failure. What's really important is to reward yourself for the attempt. Because you tried. I failed at everything. Every move I ever do now, I failed at least 200 times attempting to do it live because, you know, it's kind of hard to do stuff when somebody's literally fighting you 100%. Shit's gonna happen when you first try stuff, you know what I mean? You're probably gonna end up in a shittier position, but by not trying the move for fear of failure, you're never gonna get better at that move. I could see that she was having that problem and I was like, hey, listen, like, go in at 100%. Your goal is to fail in a blaze of fucking glory, all right? So posted that video, went to go roll with her, and immediately I could tell it was like a night and day change. And I was joking with her, I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna regret that video, aren't I? Like, you're gonna be such a pain in the ass now. If you're a smaller person doing jiu-jitsu and you know what it's like to go up against stronger people all the time, this is going to be very inspiring to you, to show you how powerful it is to believe in yourself. The process is train, believe, then you start seeing shit happen. Believing in yourself is the hardest part, especially if you've never successfully done it before. And then once you start, oh, like I had success with this, I had success with this, it gives you momentum and confidence to do more. In everything in life, the hardest things are like those first steps because you've yet to acquire any historical data showing you that it's possible and that you can do it. You have to have blind faith in yourself. You know what I'm saying? That like some of the things that we believe, it's kind of funny. Like, why aren't we believing in ourselves? We were sure as shit when we were 6 years old that there was a Santa. We believed. Why can't we believe in ourselves that much? You know? If you haven't tried this, oh my God, it's like the macros are amazing, not sponsored. And it's so quick and easy. Let me finish lunch and cleaning the tub, and I'll be right back with you to narrate the roll. Before rolling begins, Ariana looks at the camera as if to say, hold my protein shake and watch this. Bad bitch rating, 10 out of 10. Ariana is in the long sleeve and right away she is going for a takedown. Nina goes and tries to get an arm drag, and Ariana is immediately to the back and scores a takedown, which is really big. I mean, Ariana knows that she's going up against somebody who has about 2 years on her. Now she is trying to get a hook in while Nina is trying to get to her knees, because she knows it's safer in a turtle than having somebody have your back when their back is on the ground. So now Nina is doing a very good job of trying to get her hooks in to go for a butterfly hook position. So right here, let's stop for a moment. Right here, let's look at her position right here. So this is a very good, well, if you're on your back, it's one of the better positions to be in from a defensive mindset in order to set things up. So if you have both of your butterfly hooks in and you have 2 underhooks, this is a good position to be in to set yourself up for a successful sweep. And you can see right here, she is attempting to go for a sweep. She is trying to sweep Ariana's leg upward. One thing that you can do that is extremely helpful is if you are ever in a position where you're on the bottom, you have your butterfly hooks in, you have your underhooks, and you're trying to go for a sweep and you find you can't sweep them, maybe they have long legs or they have really good balance. One thing that you can do that will help you execute the sweep, do you see her foot right here? If she were to take this foot, plant it on the ground, and then push off it in order to raise her hips, so she essentially needs to do a bridge. If you can do a single leg bridge from this position and kick your leg straight, what this does is this gives you, depending on how long your legs are, this could give you 3 to 5 more inches of lift and force, especially if you bridged and kicked at the same time, to then allow this leg to extend further and allow your opponent's leg to be higher in order to get you a higher success rate of getting this sweep. Now let's keep on trucking. And let's pause for a moment. So that sweep was not successful because she was not able to get enough momentum, force, and distance, because force equals mass times acceleration, and you can't have acceleration without distance. So if you increase the speed in which you do things, if you increase the distance in which you do them, and you do it more forcefully, all these things can help you be more successful. And you can see that Nina is setting up for a leg attack. She has the ankle and she gets to finish. And let's pause for a second. As a white belt, you have to make sure, especially with leg attacks, so we're talking your knee bars, your heel hooks, you have to make sure that you tap before you feel any pain. And the risk of escaping for a beginner when you're looking at, let's say, an ankle lock versus a heel hook, what gets you out of an ankle lock will actually make a heel hook come on more strong. So it's very important to either know what you're doing and escape, but it's important that you're not hard-headed. When I was recording this, I was just holding my breath, please, oh God, please tap. Don't try to fight through it for the camera, because if somebody gets injured on my watch, I would just feel so bad. So right now they are jockeying for good position. They're trying to get head control, they're trying to get arm control, they're trying to get leg control. Right here, you can see that Nina shoots in. She goes in for a shot. And I used to do the same thing too. When you're going in for a shot, or if you haven't been successful with double legs, it's because once you get in for the shot, you stop moving. I used to do this all the time. It's important to think, I don't want to stop when I hit them. I want to drive through them and to keep on taking re-penetrating steps. So that's another great thing about finishing it with an outside trip is you need a little more forward momentum to get your foot around, so that causes your body to naturally drive forward. So think about that next time you're going in for a double leg. Think about, I don't want to stop when I hit them. I want to drive through them, and I want to keep on taking steps to drive through them. That will give you more higher success rate for your double leg attempts, because what happens is you try a double leg, you don't believe in it, because then you get put in a shitty position, like somebody sprawling on you, like Ariana is doing, and then it doesn't work and you lose faith, and then you're not driving as hard because you don't believe in it. That's exactly what happened to me. And that's why I want to let you know, that way you know, just keep on driving, girl. It's okay. And kudos to her for trying. Like, that's huge. Let's press play again. Now Ariana has a front headlock. And now she has the mount position. And Nina is getting her, she got her knee in, and now she is in a position to go for a heel hook. And Ariana is like, how the hell do I get out of this? She does a very smart thing of stepping over and taps quickly. Good job. And afterward, she was frustrated because she feels like she keeps on getting in a position to have butterfly hooks in, but let's see something here. Let's see what she can do in order to avoid that from happening. All right, let's stop right here. What she did right here was great. She wanted to high step out of being in half guard. One thing that she could do that would increase her success rate is if she were to put her left hip on the ground so that her hip is really close to Nina's rib cage and her knee is really close to Nina's hip, and then drape her body over her, like her armpit would be in the middle of her chest, and then her left arm would be over Nina's right or left arm. If she were to be in that position, it would allow her greater control over her opponent's body, and it would also allow her to have a more stable high kick out. So if we press play, we're gonna see what happens. She was thrown off the body and then she immediately got back to her knees. If you high kick out and you're already on the ground, meaning that your left hip is on the ground and your left thigh is on the ground and your whole AT band is on the ground, you are now stable. That way, if they kick out, they're actually helping you high kick out and you still have greater control over their torso. So Ariana, that's my advice to you. Try that. If you do the walk around drill, it's the same motion. That will really help you out. So we continue, we press play. She felt that she was in danger because Nina was basically about to put her in a triangle. And anytime that you find yourself in a finished position or you find yourself getting caught, you have to ask yourself, what happened 5 seconds before? What was I doing 5 seconds before? How come Ariana's hands are on Nina's biceps? Now, bicep control is great if you are inside closed guard. However, if your opponent has an open guard and you have your hands, let's say, posted on the ground over their head or posted on the ground at all, what you're doing is those posted hands cause you to have a shift forward in your weight, and you are setting yourself up for them to insert butterfly hooks, for them to sweep you. And if your head is down, you're in prime position to get a triangle position. So think open guard, I want my head up. So her head right here should be up and her hips should be in, and one leg further in front and one leg further in back. All right here, her guard pass was successful. Ariana successfully passed Nina's legs. How did this happen? She used her hands
to put weight on Nina's knees in order to collapse them, and that allowed her to get over her legs and pass her guard. What you do with your hands is very, very important. If you put your hands on the mat, it's okay to post them there for a second, but anytime you are putting your hands on the mat, you are pushing your weight to the mat, which isn't going to give you that's not doing you a service. You want to be pushing your weight, either putting your weight on your opponent, which will help control them, stifle them, or posting your hands on their body, on their hips or on their knees, or it depends on what position you're in. If you're in closed guard, you want to post it on their hips. Anytime your hands are on the ground, you are pushing and transferring your weight to the ground instead of your weight to your opponent. And you want all of your weight to be on your opponent because you want to feel heavy as fuck. If you ever roll with a black belt, you know what I'm saying. You could be rolling with a black belt that's half your size, and the pressure of black belts is insane because they know exactly how to distribute their weight, which is huge. So you're doing yourself a disservice if you're distributing your weight to the ground. Distribute your weight to your opponent. So right here, she is successful free press play. She is successful and passes her legs successfully because she used her post on her legs instead of on the mat. And now she is attempting to gift wrap and take the back, but that knee that is inside is what's preventing her. We have Ariana that's in a topside position and Nina is on the bottom. And we can see that Ariana is in a half guard position, and Ariana has one of her legs and she is trying to escape being on the bottom side of a half guard. Now this is another important concept here. So do you see how Ariana's right arm is posted on the ground? It is not doing anything for her, okay? What needs to happen is if you want to get your leg out, you want to make sure that you are eliminating space. If you're posting your hand on the ground in this position and you can look and see the action, you are creating space for your opponent to move and to work. And whenever you're trying to control somebody, space is not your friend. If you're trying to escape, space is your friend. So all of this space right here is Nina's friend. Now, what would help Ariana keep control of this position, keep the top side position, and prevent her opponent from escaping is if she took her left arm and her elbow and her shoulder and use that as a cross face to make this face look away from the action. So anytime that you have an opponent, and this works really well against bigger opponents, and you create a spine misalignment, you are making them very weak and it's very uncomfortable. So anytime you're in a top side position, don't look at the action, right? Which is hard to do. Like in that position, you want to feel the action. You want to suffocate them. And I mean, suffocate them. Like my chest is right, like I'm causing them to not breathe. Like your goal is to give them a panic attack, basically. So let's press play. And she does a good job of using her right leg to, try to strip off and pass half guard. But all of that space is what's really causing, she could be more effective if she didn't have that space. So she tries to gift wrap and take the back. And right now she's going for a sweep, and you can tell she was like, damn it, how did that sweep go again? Happens all the time. So right now, okay, if you're a white belt, you know this position. If you're on the bottom, you know what this feels like. And for the love of everything, if you, right now, right when you immediately get on the bottom is your time to explode, to move, to bridge, to hip out. That is your best time to escape, is when the millisecond before they first get on you, or when they're in transition. That's the time for you to move. Do not just if the longer you spend not moving, it's going to take that much more effort to escape.
And there we have it. It was so great to spend some time with you. If you
have watched more than one of my videos and you like hanging out, definitely subscribe. That way I can stay in your video feed and we won't get lost, and you can be part of the Jiu-Jitsu family that we have of really amazing people that are, oh my God. Seeing like that takedown happen was like it's just incredible, the potential that people have that are like, that's like unrealized. It's amazing how much you're capable of, and sometimes you don't even know it, which is, it's amazing. All right, so keep on grinding away, whether that be jiu-jitsu or fitness or whatever you have always wanted to do. Just know that you are capable of doing it. Like, it's cheesy, but you literally can do anything you put your mind to, and forget any of the naysaying nonsense that comes up in your brain. I know some people have told me, hey, like, I'm 30 something years old, can I start jiu-jitsu? Like, abso-fucking-lutely, yeah. Like, yes. Yes, you can. I started at 30. But all right, so thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.
Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job. Bitch, you doing a good job.
Possible.